Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Megan Bruneau and I'm a therapist and I specialize in perfectionism, one of the manifestations of which is eating disorders and disordered eating. And today I have the great pleasure of being here with Melainie Rogers, the founder of Balance Eating Disorder Treatment Center and nutritionist, as well as Emily Costa, who is the director of social media for Balance. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Wake Up Weight Watchers campaign and what it is and why it's important. But we're actually going to do a series of videos and we're going to talk about basically what diet culture is and why it's so destructive and why diets don't work. Not only do they not work, but why they're actually harmful and cause eating disorders. We're going to talk about why dieting is anti-feminist and oppressive and, perpetuates unrealistic expectations on women in media and in our society. And we'll also talk about what some of the alternatives are. Is there ever a place for dieting? What constitutes healthy eating? Like, should we be noticing what we put in our bodies, or is that considered dieting? And we have our experts here to help us with the answers to those questions. So you may have seen some news about Weight Watchers targeting teens and this initiative, and Melainie's going to tell you more about that. And in response to this initiative, Balance and Emily have started this campaign, Wake Up Weight Watchers, to try to bring some awareness and to actually perhaps stop this campaign and help people learn why it is not actually a serving option for their children. So without further ado, Melainie, maybe you can tell me a little bit, or tell us a little bit about what Wake Up Weight Watchers is and why it's important.
Sure, absolutely. So as viewers may know, Weight Watchers came out with a campaign to offer free services, Weight Watchers services to teens over the summer, teens being from the ages of 13 to 17. When we heard about this, we were pretty upset, and we'll go into those reasons why. And it was actually Emily who reached out to me when we saw the news and said, Mel, we need to do something. And then Emily, being the wonderful creative person she was, came up with the idea of a Twitter campaign, and actually a Twitter takeover, I think is what Emily called it. And we all said, Emily, what's a Twitter takeover? And she said, I don't know, but we're just going to all tweet at the same time and hopefully we'll get heard. So the whole idea of the Twitter campaign, using the hashtag Wake Up Weight Watchers, was to try to kind of get our voices out there to let the general public know that this actually was not a good idea, but actually quite dangerous. And the reason it's dangerous is two reasons. Number one, diets do not work. They are not sustainable. People who go on a diet inevitably, 95% of the time, regain weight plus more weight, which is very unhealthy for the body. But for a teen that is still growing, that's an extremely dangerous thing to do that can therefore affect their overall growth patterns. But even more than that, we know that when you diet, you actually set yourself up for disordered eating or having irregular eating patterns that can last for years. And for those who are genetically vulnerable, we know that you can go on to develop a full-blown eating disorder. 10% of Americans develop an eating disorder over the course of their lifetime. So this is a lot of people we're talking about who are at risk from being introduced to diets, especially at an early age. And Em, how about you? Tell us a little bit about the brainchild.
I think for me, when I first saw the news that they were launching, this program and offering it as this very exciting, great thing that they're doing for teens, I think for me, it personally made me angry just because I had a personal experience of being told when I was not even 10 that Weight Watchers was a good idea, and I never ended up doing it, but it's something that kind of planted the seed in my head of, oh, I have to really be focused on food and my body, and that kind of led on to many years of dieting and actually developing an eating disorder. So it wasn't, exactly the sole cause of my eating disorder dieting, but I think it really does plant that seed, like you said, to really kind of be so focused on it. So I think for me, it was kind of, I wanted to make sure that they could hear us, and I think there's a lot of really passionate people in this community that want to speak out against it.
Absolutely. And at one point with the Twitter campaign, it was the number 4 trending hashtag here in the United States. It's now gone international, and where the hashtag has been picked up in both Australia, which is my home country, and also the UK, and there's been a heck of a lot of press that's been generated out of it. I mean, we alone have had over 30 requests for interviews about why this came about and why there's such a backlash against Weight Watchers. The ultimate outcome that we're very pleased to announce is that Weight Watchers did reach out to the National Eating Disorder Association, to our CEO, Claire Misco, and Claire met with them just this week to educate and talk about maybe better ways to help our teens be the healthiest version of themselves.